Joining us now with a full report is someone who's actually visited the border many times. Fox News contributor Sara Carter joins us live in Brownsville, Texas. Sara, thanks for all the work you're doing. What are you seeing?
Oh, thank you, Pete. Thank you. I'm here in Brownsville, as you see. Behind me is the port of entry. It buttresses Matamoros, Mexico. And I got to tell you, Pete, right across the border, just several miles from us, is an open park where over 8,000, that's over 8,000 just here in Matamoros, people are waiting to come across the border. These are people that have been told by the smugglers that Title 42 is going to end on Wednesday. Right now, Chief Justice Roberts did have a stay to uphold Title 42. They are going to uphold that until tomorrow at 5 p.m. when they're going to give the Department of Justice an opportunity to respond. That is, the Biden administration is going to respond as to why we don't need Title 42. I can tell you this. Federal law enforcement officials, as well as members of the Border Patrol, are very, very concerned. They're already seeing those swells, those migrant swells coming in, not just in El Paso, but here in Brownsville, in McAllen, Texas, and across the border in Arizona and California as well. And they say with the removal of Title 42, they expect up to 18,000 people a day. But that's only because of the removal of Title 42. They're still expecting those swells to come in. I spoke today to Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council here in the Rio Grande Valley, Chris Cabrera, and he said those people that are coming in right now aren't just the people that are being held back from Title 42, but these are people that aren't being held back from Title 42, people from Venezuela, people from Cuba, people from Afghanistan, people from Pakistan. I want you to take a listen to what he had to say.
I mean, based on what you've seen the last few years, how much of a difference is it going to be to remove Title 42? I mean, if we're already seeing these numbers, is it just going to be more of the same or far worse?
It's going to be far worse. Right now, we have certain people that we can send back under Title 42, but there are certain countries that can't be sent back under Title 42, and that's what we're seeing now mostly. Venezuelans, Nicaraguans, Cubans, they're coming across in huge numbers, and there's nothing we can do about it. Now, it's for everyone else. Everyone else is not going to be affected by Title 42.
So the 50,000 or so that are supposedly in Mexico right now waiting to cross, that's it?
Yeah, and then on top of that, you have the others that are just now getting the memo that are going to mobilize and come over from all over the world, not just from Central and South America. We have a lot coming from European countries, Asian countries, you name it. They're coming already, and they're going to continue to come.
Well, Pete, despite the fact that judges have upheld Remain in Mexico and Title 42, Border Patrol agents say if the Biden administration doesn't uphold the law, then the law will not be upheld. It won't even matter. The people will just keep pouring in. Pete?
Sara, hold on real quick. So the world is coming. Does that just mean we're going to process them faster and release them more people in mass? So the process really doesn't change. It's just a bigger mass release of people, none of which get sent back?
That's absolutely correct. Right now, what we're seeing is a number of people, they'll talk about apprehensions at the border. Well, the majority of those apprehensions are released within a day or two. We don't even have the facilities here in Texas. And this is according to the governor. This is according to Texas DPS. This is according to Border Patrol, as well as Immigration and Customs Enforcement, to hold all the people that are coming across. So, yes, what you're saying is correct, Pete. They're just bringing them in. They're processing them. They can't even do full background checks on many of these people. They're just being released into the United States. Right before I got on with you, Pete, a young family walked by me, and they had a baby, and you could see that they had just come across the border, and they were asking for directions to the bus station. They had a little child with them. People are sleeping in the streets here in Texas, and, you know, they don't just stay here in Texas. They end up all across the United States. And I think worst of all, before I let you go, is the fact that many times the cartels are moving a lot of people, big, large groups, and while they're doing that, they're moving fentanyl and other narcotics into the United States, and there's nobody there to stop them. This is a very dangerous crisis for our nation. We don't know who's coming in, and it's affecting everyone, not just the people crossing the border, but our children and the people in the United States as well.
And as we spend all those man hours processing hordes of people, those are agents that are not working the line, as people with even more nefarious intentions are choosing different routes. Sara Carter, thank you so much for your reporting. We appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.